Hey all, this is Jacob here. Today we're going to go over the Intercultural movie that relates to Chapter 8. The movie I chose was The Best of Me. It was a pretty sad movie, really, but it conveyed a lot of emotion and it was able to relate to Chapter 8 in many different ways. Short summary, basically the two main characters, Dawson and Amanda, they were high school sweethearts, fell in love very fast. Dawson, who is kind of like one of the main characters in it, he had a very bad home life with his dad and his brothers, and Amanda, she didn't have to deal with any of that. She came from a very rich and loving family, so it's kind of like opposites attract early on in high school. What happened was Dawson and his dad got into a big fight. He went away for a little bit, lived with one of his friends. Him and his friend, his friend took him in, but Dawson's dad found out, and he was really, really upset about that. And just throughout the story, there's that conflict between Dawson and his dad, and Amanda's always there for Dawson. And finally, one day, Dawson and his dad end up getting in a fight, and the gun that his dad was carrying went off and shot his dad, and Dawson ended up going to jail for or not, he didn't shoot his dad, it shot Dawson's friend. He ended up going to jail for a pretty long time, 8 years to be exact. Amanda, being so supportive, she would come and see him every day throughout jail. And then finally Dawson told her, you are way too good for me, basically. You need to go live your life and find somebody else. This crushes Amanda. She still comes and visits him at the jail from time to time, but every day for a year. But Dawson, he said, I don't want to see you. So Amanda goes out, she marries, lives her life. But then Dawson comes back to learn that his friend had died, and they both end up meeting each other and they reconnect and love strikes again, but nothing really ever comes out of it. Amanda tries to reach out to Dawson when her son's in jail and stuff like that, but through these hard times, even though their love is still there, they never fully reconnect. And this continues when Dawson is almost basically killed by his dad and killed by his brothers, basically. And, their love never connects. The four concepts I chose to talk to were, number one, social penetration. This definition is as relationships progress, more intimate conversations and communications increases while less intimate communication decreases. This kind of shown throughout the movie when Amanda and Dawson are communicating before their 20 years absence. It's very intimate. And then as they carry on throughout, those 20 years, when they come back, the conversations are less intimate because of the less time and how close the relationship is. The next one is emotions. Emotions are reactive in that they are triggered by events, people, circumstances, and often interpreted through a cultural filter. So this basically, like throughout the movie, you see a ton of emotion, whether it be Dawson being upset with his father, or Amanda being upset with Dawson's family, or his dad, being upset with Dawson. The emotions are flying throughout this movie, good and bad. The next one is certainty or uncertainty dialect. And this is the balance between predictability and spontaneous actions. An example of this is, spontaneous actions and unpredictability or predictability is when Dawson's dad and his brothers basically jump him and kill him. This conveys a lot of emotion, like we talked about further or in the couple minutes ago. And it really shows, the predictability and unpredictability in the world and the culture that we live in. This last one is turn taking. Simply, this is one person says something that creates a memory in another person, and then they continue to talk about the same thing. So this can be seen, when Dawson and Amanda are reminiscing over their love in the past, and when they're talking even after those 20 years, they're talking about something, creates a memory, and then she continues on to talk about it. And this really just conveys a lot of emotion, positive and negative, throughout the entire movie. Overall, The Best of Me was a pretty good movie. It definitely conveyed a lot of emotion, even for myself, watching it. And I would definitely recommend somebody watching it. Thank you.